My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my ranking of James Cameron's filmography from worst to best. And this video will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But we've got the stop motion effects in The Terminator, the practical effects and CGI in Aliens, the CGI in The Abyss, the CGI in Terminator 2, the practical and computer generated effects in Titanic, and then we've got the CGI in Avatar, the CGI in Avatar The Way of Water, the CGI in Avatar Fire and Ash. This man is constantly pushing forward the technology used to make movies, and he never fails to blow me away. Like, his movies all just look and sound incredible. As a craftsman, he is as good as they come, but I also love how his movies are big action spectacles, but they're also very personal, intimate, sincere, emotional movies at the same time. There's nobody doing it like James Cameron, and I also like how his movies show the best and the worst of mankind. He explores the progression of technology, he explores greed, he explores love and life and death and grief, and he explores so many universal themes in his movies where anybody can watch them and relate. He is the best director ever, in my opinion, and I think he is just the best. Like, I will watch anything this guy makes. So, let's begin by talking about his worst movie, and I do know this is going to be a hot take, but for me, it's True Lies. Now, there are some really great moments here. I love the horse chase scene. I love the truth serum scene. I love the big finale with the fighter jet. But so much of the movie I just don't care for. I'm never as engaged as I would like to be, and it's way too long. Like, there is no reason for this movie to be almost 2.5 hours long. Just no excuse. I also found that section where Arnold Schwarzenegger is spying on his wife goes on for far too long. So it definitely has its moments, but as a whole, I don't really care for this movie. His second worst movie is Piranha 2: The Spawning. And I know this is everyone else's last pick, but I should mention, I kind of do like this movie. It's really stupid and campy, but it's really funny at the same time. Like, you've got these piranhas just flying out of the water, and it's just so absurd, but it brings me some joy. It's definitely not a great movie. It can drag, it can be bland, but I still get enough enjoyment from it, so that's why it's number 9. His 8th best movie is The Terminator. And I'll be honest, this is one of those movies where I want to like it more than I actually do. But I just don't really care for Kyle Reese or Sarah Connor here, and their relationship just didn't really do all too much for me. Now, that said, there are some great thematic ideas on display, there's a great premise, and I love the last act of this movie. Those stop motion effects are just unreal, and it ends on a real strong note. So it's still good, I just don't love it. But from this point on, it's just some of my favorite movies ever. Like, 70% of his filmography is some of the best Hollywood has to offer. And it kind of bums me out to put the next one so low, but that's the way it works out sometimes. So my seventh favorite movie of his is The Abyss. And maybe it starts a little slow, and if you watch the special edition, it does become really heavy handed by the end. But I love this movie. Like, it is so terrific. I love the main relationship here. There's heart and soul to this movie. But the fact that this movie came out in 1988, I want to say, 1989, is incredible. Like, this movie has so much CGI and it still holds up. This is a beautiful looking movie, and I love how you can see some of his ideas for the Avatar movies here. I also found it to be a really tense and thrilling movie. Like, the second half is just non-stop and it's edge of your seat filmmaking. So, like, I love this movie. I feel like not enough people have seen it, but I can't recommend it enough. So that's why it's number 7. Number 6 is Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And this is just a perfect sequel, because it takes the characters and the ideas from the first movie, but he finds a way to make it feel fresh and new here, and holy shit does he deliver. I love the relationship between John Connor and the Terminator here. I love how it turns out that Arnold Schwarzenegger is actually good. Such a great twist that I don't feel like we appreciate enough. Robert Patrick is really great as the villain. I love Linda Hamilton's performance as Sarah Connor. She is much more of a compelling character here, and the action is top notch. It's thrilling and just so much fun, and it's excessive in the best way possible. And I just really love the grit of this movie at the same time. The stakes feel real. It's just an incredible action masterpiece, and that's why it's only number 6. Number 5 is Aliens, and I love this franchise, and this is one of the best. I still actually, hot take, I actually think Prometheus is my favorite of the franchise, but this is right behind it. This movie has incredible practical effects, it's scary and tense at times, it builds so effectively throughout, you've got great supporting characters, Sigourney Weaver continues to do a great job here, and I love her relationship with Newt. Also, that facehugger scene is like just top notch filmmaking. It is so relentless and intense, and I love the world building. And I know it's a joke nowadays, but the decision to focus from one alien to multiple aliens is just a stroke of genius. I love the production design on display. It's filled with iconic one-liners. It's just an incredible, incredible movie, and it's one of my favorites. But yeah, if you've done the process of elimination, you should figure out my next 4 favorite movie of his. And I know it's a hot take, but these next 4 movies would indeed all be my top 10 of all time. These movies mean so much to me, and I just love them. So my 4th favorite movie is the original Avatar. And this is just an amazing introduction to this universe, to this planet, to these characters, and it just does everything so incredibly well. I love how in this movie you've got the element of Jake Sully needing to be in that machine to control his avatar. It makes for some very tense moments. It's a very sincere movie. The romance between Neytiri and Jake Sully is just so incredibly well done. But the visuals here are just on another level. Pandora feels alive and it's filled with such immersive filmmaking, and you just want to visit this place. The movie also makes you feel emotion for a giant tree getting destroyed. The score by James Horner is so terrific. I think Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, Sigourney Weaver, Giovanni Ribisi, uh, Joe David Moore, Stephen Lang all give really great performances, and yeah, like the action is incredible. And how can you not tear up when saves Jake at the end and he puts his hand on her face and I see you. Just incredible. I love this movie. But do you know what's better than Avatar? My third favorite James Cameron movie, Avatar: The Way of Water. And I love how it goes from a romance movie about this man controlling an avatar to this coming of age story set on an alien planet. Like, it's such a small addition, but it makes this movie feel so different. You've got Loak and Natam and Took and Kiri and Spider, and I love spending time with the Sully family. I really do come to care for these characters, so when Natam eventually dies, it has so much emotional weight, and that weight never goes away. And yeah, I just really do love the way these characters are written. I think there's some really great small character moments throughout this movie, like when Coach crushes his old skull, or when he reacts to Natiri's arrows. You know, there's lots of nuance and thought put into this movie, but we also get introduced to the Water Clan, and holy shit, the filmmaking is just unbelievable. Like, all the scenes of characters going swimming are just some of my favorite scenes ever put to film. It is pure movie magic on its highest level, and wow, do I love it. Like, I love how this movie actually spends time to see the characters swim. Like, it's such a small detail, but it makes this movie, this planet, feel alive. And you've also got terrific action set pieces, like that finale where the ship is tilting over. Holy shit, it's just unreal. So, like, yeah, I could really talk about these movies for so long, but I don't want this video to be that long. But I love this movie. And yeah, my second favorite James Cameron movie is Avatar: Fire and Ash. This is my favorite of the franchise, and I'm going to try to do a spoiler review. Like right now, I'm trying to make my most anticipated movies of 2026 list, best movies of 2025, worst movies of 2025 list. So I'm very busy, so it might take me a couple weeks to get this video out. But I am going to do a spoiler review where I talk about this movie in depth and where I talk about some of the complaints I've seen from other people. But I love it. Like, my favorite part is how Natam's death still has emotional weight throughout this movie. The opening scene of Loak and Natam flying around, and Natam asks Loak how he dies, and Loak makes it clear how he feels guilty. Holy shit, like, it starts with the spectacle and the emotion just like that. I also love how you see Neytiri go deeper into her faith while Jake is trying to just stay busy. Loak feels responsible and he's having a difficult time. And that scene where him and Jake Sully are arguing, and Jake's just like, you know, maybe if you just followed orders, your brother would still be. That scene just breaks my heart both times I've seen this movie. And then, Jake and Neytiri have that conversation. Well, you said you could protect this family. I was wrong! Like everybody just carries guilt over what happens, and Loak tries to kill himself at a certain point, and it's just devastating to watch. But I love how a big budget film like this is willing to go to those dark places. Grief isn't pretty, and I love how this movie is about the characters coming out of the lowest lows. And my goodness, like even that scene where Jake and Neytiri decided to kill Spider, I couldn't believe what I was watching. Like I was just shooken up, and I'm like, holy shit. Like he doesn't, but it's a devastating moment. I also love the conversation between Neytiri and Jake about how he's a pink skin and his whole kids are part pink skin. And I don't know, like I think it actually like has interesting conversations of culture and race here. And notice how all my favorite things right now is the writing, is the story, is the character work, because that's what elevates this movie. I care so much for these characters, and I love the script here. I really do. And even though, yeah, some things feel slightly familiar, the story of grief and this family trying to overcome it, that's what makes this movie feel new. And I also love everything with Courage. He is so funny here. Hey, that's not nice. Oh, sounds like a fun weekend. Do you want a pinky promise? Well, this is awkward. He is so fun. To be honest, I think Stephen Lang gives one of my favorite performances of the year. Like, I also like how he's given a dark, twisted version of Jake Sully's story here as he becomes assimilated into the Na'vi culture. Varang is such a great addition, and I can't wait to see more of her in the future Avatar movies that will please happen. No, because she's kind of like seductive and dark and twisted, and I love Una Chaplin's performance. I think Sam Worthington, Britton Darton, Sigourney Weaver, and Zoe Saldana are giving some of the best work here. And yeah, this movie looks stunning. Like, holy shit. Once again, I know the last act feels kind of familiar, but I love how it takes place at night. It makes it feel new. The magnetic force field part, holy shit, that's incredible. And the fact that we see Ela and it works is just an achievement of its own. This movie is just stunning to look at from beginning to end. The action spectacle is so good. I love that scene with Neytiri in the human compound. The finale is exciting. I love when McCryan attacks the Wind Traders. That scene of like the suicide bomber. Holy shit, it is so awesome. I love all three of these movies, and even though there's similarities in all three of these movies, I really do feel like they each feel like their own movie, and I love so much about this movie. I will be doing a spoiler review, hopefully soon, but I will be talking about this movie more. But my favorite movie of his is Titanic. Depending on the day, this is sometimes my favorite movie. Yeah, like, it's just as perfect as they come. It's big, epic, spectacle filmmaking, but it's also so personal and intimate. I love how tense and thrilling this movie can be, especially in the last act. But it only works because this movie spends so much time getting you to care about Jack and Rose and their relationship. I love how this movie explores class and how you want to live your life. And it also explores mortality and death in very profound ways. There's a scene where we see how some people are desperate to escape the board. Some people just keep playing the music. Some people just are waiting in bed for their death. That entire montage is some of the most heartbreaking storytelling in film ever. And this is a movie that just moves me to no end. I also think Billy Zane gives one of the greatest villain performances of all time. He's so over the top in the best way possible. The romance is so good. Like, these two actors have such great chemistry. And it's just filled with awe-inspiring moments. You know, I'm Flying Jack is so cheesy, but it's so good. I'm the king of the world. The scene where they're dancing in third class. The scene where Rose is on the lifeboat and she's looking up at Jack and the the flares are going off. Like, that is such a beautiful scene. The ending of this movie, it's just yeah, like it gives you everything you could possibly want from a movie. Like, it's so romantic and it's so emotional and it's so thrilling and it's so incredibly well crafted. Like, the visuals still hold up to this day. I love the music by James Horner. Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies ever made. And I did do a review for it a few years ago. I'm going to try to do another review for it. I could talk about this movie in depth for hours, but yeah, I love this movie. It's just, yeah, it's one of the very best. And yeah, man, this man is just unbelievable. I love every not every, but I love most of the movies he has made, and I really hope we get an Avatar 4 and 5. I really do. His movies just speak to me on another level, and they're the very best of cinema. His movies are why I love movies so much, so that's my ranking of his filmography, but what's yours? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos soon, and Gavin out.